Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. "There," said the conductor, "is the North Pole."
I'm on
The
Polar
North
Express.
Pole. It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas story was made. At first we saw no elves. They are gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift, we all asked. The conductor answered, he will choose one of you.
He's trying to show you the book. You need to pay attention.
Look, shouted one of the children, the elves. Outside, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl so crowded were the streets that Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor led us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I had ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and pointing to me said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and he asked, "Now what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine. But the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled and he gave me a hug, and he told an elf to cut a bell from the reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him, and he called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeer's names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas!" he shouted. The Polar Express let a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree.
Why in the world are we going backwards?
Inside was a silver bell. There was a note. "Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C." I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father. "It's
I wish we
broken."
go like super
When I
fast. That'd be
shaken the bell,
hilarious.
my parents had not heard a sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell. As the years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. Hey children, it's a long way to the North Pole. I think we need some snacks. How about some cookies and hot chocolate?
Holy Christ! He's doing donuts. I'll be cracked up laughing if that thing started to do donuts. I'm like sick and tired of the show. This job's boring. That is so funny. Jesus. I've never been to a Bass Pro Shop in a totally different country or state. Right now I'm in Branson. I live in Texas. I'm joking. Okay, oh gosh dang. Why? Some kids actually think we're going to the North Pole. But instead, we're just going backwards and forwards. And I think we maybe go a little further. We were just here. Oh good. We're going further. Yeah. That looks like my dad's truck. Right now. That's in our hometown.
Check it out. Go watch it out.
What? Let's meet someone else. I wonder how long this is. It was like 20 hours. I'm joking. That would take like forever. I hope it's pretty long. Oh, I love those lights on that track thing. What's a trailer?
Hot chocolate. Just some hot chocolate. Look, look.
You
like some hot